In today's video, we'll see how to talk on the radio and how to get a departure clearance. But before we start, let's see about the alphabets and numbers in the field of aviation. We normally say A is for apple, but in aviation, it is alpha. For B, it is Bravo, Charlie, Delta, Echo, Foxtrot, Golf, Hotel, India, Juliet, Kilo, Lima, Mike, November, Oscar, Papa, Quebec, Romeo, Sierra, Tango, Uniform, Victor, Whiskey, X-ray, Yankee, and Zulu. Now for the numbers, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. And we don't say point, we say decimal. Then it is 100, we say 100, 200, 300. And we also say 1000, 2000, 3000. We normally say 1000, but it is 1000 in aviation. Now say for example, you need to spell out Zuhis. Now what you say is Zulu Uniform Hotel Echo Sierra. Now if someone says what frequency are you in, you will tell them 129 decimal 45. Now that we know what is alphabets in the aviation, now let us see how to actually communicate. Now you'll always tell who is your message to, who you are, where you are, what your intentions are, and you'll again tell your call sign. Say for example, it is going to be Heidelberg traffic. This is Zulu Alpha Mike Echo Charlie 172. Currently near hangar Charlie 2. Will taxi to the run-up area via taxi Bravo. And again you will tell your call sign, which is Mike Echo. Now let us take a departure clearance. For today's class, I've taken FAGM Rand Airport, which is in Johannesburg, South Africa. So the aircraft is actually here, which is a hangar marked as hotel. Now the tower is going to give us clearance. So they're going to ask us to go to Bravo and come down to the run-up area. So when I'm coming here, you see there's a runway intersection here. And then you're going to go through runway 35. Now let us see how a departure clearance works. Anything that is in red marks the tower frequency which is talking. So what do? Rand Tower, good day. This is Zulu Sierra Mike Alpha Alpha. Now this is your aircraft, which is Mike Alpha Alpha. Now once you tell this, Rand Tower is going to tell Zulu Sierra Mike Alpha Alpha, good day. Go ahead. Now what are you going to tell? This is Zulu Sierra Mike Alpha Alpha Charlie 172, currently near hangar hotel. With 2 crew on board and 3 hours of endurance, destination aerodrome is Heidelberg, requesting taxi instructions. Mike Alpha Alpha. Now once you tell this, they're going to give you clearance. They're going to say Mike Alpha Alpha taxi to runway 35 via taxiway Bravo and Charlie. Hold short of runway 29er, squawk 3500, squawk 3500, QNH is 1012. Now immediately when they give this, you will write it down or you will memorize it. So what they have asked us is they've asked us to go from the hangar hotel through taxiway Bravo Charlie to runway 35. But in between we need to hold short of runway 29er because we are crossing a runway there. So what is the runway that we are crossing? We are going to cross runway 29er. 29er is here. So we have to hold short. Now this is your hold short line. This is your hold short line. You see this black line? This is your hold short line. So now you will read back this to them. So you'll say taxi to runway 35 via taxiway Bravo and Charlie. Will hold short at runway 29er. Squawk is 3500, QNH 1012, Mike Alpha Alpha. So what you do now is you start taxiing. You go from hotel, then you taxi from here, you go to Bravo, then you go here, and then you'll hold short at runway 29 because there's a runway ahead. So now that you've started from here, you went all the way to Bravo, then you came to Charlie, and then you're standing here. This is your holding point, you see. Now you will say, RAN Tower Mike Alpha Alpha is holding short of runway 29er, Mike Alpha Alpha. Now, Mike Alpha Alpha, continue taxiing to Charlie to the run-up area. This is said by the tower. So what they've said is continue to taxi on Charlie. So this is taxiway Charlie. You will continue and then you'll go to the run-up area. This is your run-up area for your Rand Airport. So now that they've given clearance, you have to again read back to them. Continue taxi on Charlie to the run-up area, Mike Alpha Alpha. Now, RAN Tower, this is Mike Alpha Alpha, run-up completed. Now, once your run-up is completed, you will tell this, and then the tower is going to say, Mike Alpha Alpha, continue taxiing and hold short of runway 35, inform when ready. So, once your run-up is ready, they are asking you to continue taxiing and hold short of runway 35. See the black line again here, so you'll stop here, and you'll inform when you're at this particular place, right? So you will say continue taxiing and will hold short of runway 53. Now if you make a mistake, you'll always say correction. So what is the actual readout will be, continue taxiing and will hold short of runway 53, correction, runway 35, Mike Alpha Alpha. Now RAN Tower Mike Alpha Alpha is holding short of runway 35, ready for departure. Now once you're here, you will say you're holding short of runway 35 and you're ready for departure, Mike Alpha Alpha. Now what they're saying is, RAN Tower will tell you, Mike Alpha Alpha, stand by for further instructions. Probably there's an aircraft which is landing. So they're asking you to wait. They are not asking you to go into the active runway. They are asking you to wait. Stand by is to tell you to wait or await for further instructions. Now, after some time, they're going to come back onto your frequency and then going to say Mike Alpha Alpha cleared for takeoff from runway 35, surface winds of 330, 3 knots, QNH is 1012. After departure, turn downwind and maintain 6,400 feet to report when over Silver Ball. Now you see, this is Silver Ball. Alright, now what are they asking you to tell? See, what are they asking you to do is that you're cleared for takeoff from runway 35. So you can actually come and line up and take off. And immediately after departure, you will turn downwind. Now this is a left-hand pattern. So you will turn downwind like this. And then you will report when you're over Silver Ball. But you will maintain 6,400 feet throughout the downwind leg. So what is the readout that you give back? You will say, cleared for takeoff from runway 35, QNH is 1012, will turn downwind and maintain 6,400 feet. Will report over Silver Ball, Mike Alpha Alpha. See, I've not read the surface winds. It is not mandatory to read the surface winds, but you have to clearly read back your QNH and the other parts of your transmission that was given by your TAR. Now, when you're overhead the Silver Ball, what are you going to tell is, again, you're going to call up RAN Tower. You're going to say, RAN Tower, Mike Alpha Alpha is overhead the Silver Ball at 6,400 feet, Mike Alpha Alpha. Now, they're going to say, Mike Alpha Alpha, maintain 6,400 feet, change frequency, change to special drills frequency 125.4. Then you will say, we'll maintain 6,400 feet and changing frequency to 125.4, Mike Alpha Alpha. Now always before changing the frequency, wait for some time and see if they're going to tell some more instructions. Then switch to 125.4. Alright, so now we saw how to take a departure clearance. But departure clearance alone is not communicating on the radio. You do have emergencies. So in an emergency, you have two codes that you can use. You can use either a Mayday, Mayday, Mayday call, or you can use a Pan, Pan, Pan call. Now, what is a Mayday, Mayday, Mayday call? If you're using Mayday, 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 it means you are at an immediate threat or someone is at immediate threat for life. Say, for example, a total engine failure, or if you have a fire on board, or if your aircraft is getting hijacked, then you will say Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. Now you can also use pan, but pan is always used when there is no immediate threat. Like say for example, you have a medical emergency on board. Say for example, there's a passenger who's having a heart attack, then you'll use pan. Or you can also use if you're having a non-essential system failure. Say for example, your hydraulics have failed, but you have 3 hydraulic channels, but say 2 of your hydraulic channels have failed. So then you might use pan. But whenever you use mayday, you need to remember the squawk codes as well. Squawk codes, the easy way to remember is ICE. ICE is 7500, 7600, 7700. So say for example, if there's an interference, that is if there's a hijacker on board, then you will change the squawk code to 7500. If you have a communication failure, say for example your radio is not working, then you will squawk 7600. If you're having an engine failure, you will squawk 7700 on your transponder. Immediately after you squawk, if you possibly can, please tune into 121.5, which is your emergency frequency, and you talk as we normally do. What we do in the communication, we say who you are, where you are, what your intentions are, right? So that is the same thing that we are going to say. So we are going to say mayday. This is Zulu Alpha Mike Alpha Charlie 172 experiencing an engine failure currently at 5 nautical miles northeast of Heidelberg at 5,500 feet. We'll execute an emergency landing on a grass pasture 3 nautical miles from the runway of Heidelberg. We are 2 crew on board with endurance of 4 hours, Mike Alpha. So that's it for the day. So today we did learn about how to pronounce alphabets, numbers, how to get departure clearance, and we also know how to communicate an emergency over the radio, and we also learned about the squawk codes. If you need more information, please visit our website www.zuhis.in. You can also follow us on Facebook. We are @Zuhis Aviation. Thank you.